Okay, I'll give it a second here to, excuse me. Let's give it a second here to come up, get some people to join in. All right, good afternoon, everyone. First Alert meteorologist Nolan Kane with a look at this afternoon's mild weather across the area, and we'll actually jump right into the First Alert pinpoint predictor once again for this afternoon. Now, upper 40s and low 50s are going to be the theme over the coming 12 to 24 hours here. 4 o'clock this afternoon will peak at around 53 in Green Bay, 50 in Oshkosh, and 53 over in Wautoma. Now, when you get further toward the lakeside, winds are going to be coming out of the south, and those are going to be pushing onshore. So those are going to be pushing the temperatures down to 36 in Sheboygan, 37 over in Manitowoc, and Sturgeon Bay at 45. So if you want those milder temperatures, you may just need to go a little bit further inland for them. We'll look through the rest of tonight. Back in the low to mid 30s. The clouds are going to start building in, kind of help cap those temperatures off here in the upper 20s to the mid 30s. This is going to be crucial again for Thursday. Any showers that form at this point in the morning may mix with a few snowflakes. Now that will be closer toward the lakeshore areas and the shorelines of Green Bay. Thursday afternoon, we're back in the mid to upper 30s. Appleton gets up to 40, Green Bay 41. That's just as mild as it's going to get, so a more seasonable afternoon for us on Thursday. Once we go to Friday, it starts improving temperature-wise, but we're not entirely done with weather makers yet. So we'll go through this afternoon and into Thursday on the First Alert pinpoint predictor now. You can see light winds. As I mentioned, some of those little specks of wintry mix trying to make their way onshore heading into early Thursday morning. And wind gusts up to 15 miles per hour at times. It's going to be breezy in the back half of this week. Thursday, 12 noon, you see once again on the shorelines of Green Bay, some wintry mix popping up. A few snowflakes may mix in. Those are likely not going to stick. Temperatures are going to be above freezing, and thus they'll melt once they hit the surface. And the ground is already saturated too. So with this rain coming in at the end of this week, that's going to be putting in a little bit more of a ponding water risk and hydroplaning risk heading into Friday. So here's part one of that. Very early Friday morning, 6 a.m. You see that wintry mix just up in the northwestern parts of our area. It's going to be very light, very isolated. But as we head into the evening, excuse me, and into early Saturday morning, there is now a level 1 marginal risk, and I'm showing you the wide view of this first. This is part of a much larger system. That level 3 enhanced risk is focused down in the Midwest, and the level 2 slight risk comes up to the Madison area just southwest of Milwaukee. And once we get closer into our area, you see the level 1 marginal risk in the dark green includes Shawano, Sturgeon Bay now. They have moved this slightly northward in the newest update. Earlier this morning, it had it down to around the Appleton area, and thus this is now pushed a little bit further northward. In fact, if I can trace a line on here, it was running at about this general area this morning, the northward extent of that marginal risk. So that has pushed up about 15-20 miles northward for that furthest northward extent. In this marginal risk area, you could see some strong winds as well as some isolated small hail. So we'll now look at that. Again, First Alert pinpoint predictor, the higher resolution models are starting to come into view on this, and there's going to be a little bit of instability, just a little bit of storm fuel to get these things going. So essentially, is this how much gas is there in the atmosphere for this to work with? And the short answer to this is not a lot, but at this time of the year, it doesn't take a lot for these to get going and sustain themselves. Friday afternoon, 12:30, we're continuing to see those showers and thunderstorms make their way into northeast Wisconsin, get a small break from about 4 to 8 p.m. Then at 9:30, just coming into western Wisconsin, you see those showers and thunderstorms briefly containing some downpours and small hail, as I mentioned at times. And even up toward Rhinelander and just up toward the Menominee area, you see that's where we could see a couple of wintry mix of snowflakes mixing in heading into early Saturday morning. But Oshkosh down into Appleton and further south and west toward the Dells, those isolated cells you see could again produce some gusty winds, downpours, frequent lightning, as well as some small hail. This will form more into a line by 1 to 2 in the morning on Saturday, transitioning from a hail threat to more of a downpour and wind threat. And into early Saturday morning, 5 to 6 a.m., it will be out of our area. We'll see some rain showers out on Lake Michigan and snow moving into the UP. And snow is not terribly far away in the future. The long-range models are hinting at a big drop in temperatures, and we are going to be back down to the 30s for high temperatures. We'll get to that in the First Alert Super 7-day forecast, but we'll recap tonight. 28 in the Northwoods, 31 for Green Bay, and 33 over in the Fox Cities. Now, if you're on the lakeside, 31 degrees there. Could be some fog late as the ice melt continues to happen with those above freezing temperatures. And mild temperatures continue tomorrow, just more clouds, a little bit cooler, low to mid 40s for temperatures. Now, the model kind of takes it down to the upper 30s and low 40s. That may be a little bit underdone, overestimating the cloud cover. Breaks of sun are possible with some gusty winds up to 15 miles per hour. So it brings in some more of that mild air. Now for Friday, showers and thunderstorms will be moving across the area. Don't forget to turn your clocks forward on Saturday night because it moves forward at 3 in the morning Sunday. No one's staying up for that late for it. It's not like New Year's. For 53 on Sunday, it's going to be turning a little bit breezy too, and temperatures are going to be falling heading into Tuesday. But I want to bring up Monday, 63 degrees for a high temperature. If that were to happen, 59 is the record high temperature for that day set back in 2021. And Wednesday, that is one of the sharpest pattern changes I've seen in about 72 hours. We go from 63 to 33 for high temperatures. And currently in the long range, there's a chance of a wintry mix. There's a disagreement. The European model has decreased the coverage to near zero, while the American model tries to increase that coverage. And I'm banking more on there will be a chance for that with this cool down that we're seeing. And a reminder again for Friday, there is a level 1 marginal risk for some damaging winds at times embedded in some isolated cells that move through on the southern flank of this system. But it is a part of a much larger system across the Midwest. That's going to be in the form of a cold front for them. But our next big system, our next cold front will be for Tuesday night and Wednesday. So don't put that winter gear away just yet. It's just sitting around the corner waiting for us to come around when we least expect it. But enjoy these high temperatures while you can, especially Sunday and Monday. It's going to be breezy too, wind gusts 20 to 25 miles per hour. So with that, we will wrap this up this afternoon, and we will see you back at Action 2 News at 4 with an updated look at the storms for Friday and a near record-setting Monday. See you then.